Premier League clubs are preparing to rally around Chief Executive Richard Masters at an emergency shareholders meeting next week. The meeting's been called to discuss the fallout from their legal battle with Manchester City, where an arbitration tribunal declared some of the Premier League's financial rules were unlawful and procedurally unfair.
Well, I think it's going to be quite a frosty atmosphere. This is an emergency meeting that's been called to discuss how the Premier League is going to respond to this tribunal finding the elements of their financial rules are unlawful. Now, I think Manchester City, who bought the legal challenge, now believe that the tribunal's findings mean that all the Premier League's associated party transaction rules are void. Whereas the Premier League's position is that, look, the tribunal endorsed the ATP rules, but they have highlighted some areas where the rules don't comply with competition and public law, and we can quickly and effectively amend those rules so they do comply with competition and public law. So there is this split in how to respond to the panel's findings. It'll be interesting to see which clubs support Manchester City, which clubs support the Premier League. I've been speaking to one Premier League club owner who told me there is no civil war. The majority of clubs still support Richard Masters. We want the rules to stay, but we do accept that they need to be changed. Okay. Manchester City definitely have clubs who support their position. We know during the hearing, for instance, Newcastle United, Chelsea, Everton back them during the hearing. But we also know that quite a lot of Premier League clubs back the Premier League's position. And at the moment, I think the majority of Premier League clubs are supportive of Richard Masters and the executive.
Manchester City have been dealt some big injury blows in the early months of the 202,425 season. After seeing Oscar Bob suffer a serious leg injury right before City's latest Premier League campaign kicked off, the likes of Kevin De Bruyne and Nathan Ake have also picked up injuries that have led to them missing matches for Pep Guardiola's side. Another serious injury setback the champions have been handed in their hunt to land a fifth consecutive Premier League trophy concerns Rodri. Having seen the midfielder get forced off the pitch in City's 2-2 draw against Arsenal, Guardiola revealed that Rodri will be out injured for the season. This has now led to some behind-the-scenes details coming to light regarding the possibility of seeing City bring a new midfielder to the Etihad Stadium during the upcoming January transfer window. Erling Haaland has addressed the incident where he hit the ball at Gabriel Magalhaes' head after Manchester City scored a late equalizer against Arsenal. Gabriel had been one of the standout performers in the match, playing a crucial role in keeping Haaland quiet for most of the game. The Norwegian striker, known for his goal-scoring prowess, struggled against Arsenal's resolute defense, with Gabriel's marking playing a key part in limiting his influence. Haaland, clearly frustrated by Arsenal's defensive efforts, particularly Gabriel's, lashed out in the moment by hitting the ball at the Brazilian defender after City's late goal. Gabriel has since downplayed the incident, brushing it off as part of the intensity of the match. When recently asked about the incident, Haaland spoke about it, suggesting there were no hard feelings and acknowledging the heat of the moment during a fiercely competitive match. Both players appear to have moved on, with Gabriel's calm response helping to diffuse any lingering tension. Haaland said, as quoted by Manchester Evening News, "In the heat of the moment things happened in that game. What happens on the pitch stays on the pitch. That's how it is." He added, "I don't regret much in life." When asked if he regretted the incident, just Arsenal opinion, Haaland was a frustrated figure in that game, just like most of the Manchester City stars, which is why they celebrated wildly when they finally had the ball in the back of the net, even though it was only a leveler and not a winning goal. Pep Guardiola, Man City manager, could announce decision on future next month. Manchester City expert Stephen McInerney from esteemed company has told Sports Mole that an announcement on Pep Guardiola's future at the Etihad Stadium could be made next month. Speculation over the 53-year-old's long-term future on the blue side of Manchester has been rife for some time, with his current contract due to expire in the summer of 2025. Widely regarded as one of the greatest managers of all time, Guardiola is currently enjoying his 9th season in charge at the Etihad, where he has celebrated winning a total of 18 trophies. The Catalan coach has transformed his Mancity side into the dominant force of English football since arriving in 2016, winning 6 of the last 7 Premier League titles, as well as winning 4 EFL Cups, 2 FA Cups, and 3 Community Shields. Guardiola steered the citizens to Champions League glory for the first time in the club's history in 2022-23. The same season they completed a historic treble, while his side also became the first club in English top-flight history to win 4 successive titles after finishing the 2023-24 campaign 2 points clear of rivals Arsenal in second. What is the latest on Guardiola's future at Man City? At the end of last season, Guardiola admitted that he is closer to leaving than staying at Man City, sparking speculation that the current campaign could be his last before deciding to leave when his contract expires next summer. Guardiola then revealed in July that he would love to stay at the Etihad beyond the end of the 2024-25 season, but stressed that a decision on his future would involve a number of factors. The Man City boss was asked again about his future at a press conference last week prior to the club's 3-2 win over Fulham in the Premier League, when a banner that read Pep Guardiola, "We want you to stay in Catalan," was unveiled in the South Stand at the Etihad. The 1894 group raised over $1,000 in less than 24 hours to create the banner, and Guardiola has since expressed his willingness to pay for the banner, although he opted to remain coy on his future when pressed on the matter by reporters. Man City fans are desperate to see Guardiola commit his future to the club, and McInerney believes that the former Barcelona and Bayern Munich boss has already made his mind up about his future. "I think Guardiola probably knows now. I'd be surprised if he doesn't," McInerney told Sports Mole. It's a weird one with Guardiola because he's such a hard man to read, and that's what makes him so good, I guess.